mind is okay. Off your mind,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Aha. Now you not done here. All these bad politicians, them we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want make the common man get waiting supposed get for this country. And I never hear something. Now go hear one.
The police tried to separate the protesters from journalists, saying that the protesters are beginning to infiltrate the group of journalists and are mixing up. So because of that, they had to fire canisters of tear gas. At least 7 canisters have been fired. It's difficult to see out here, and the shots are continuing. So now on the road, you can hardly find anybody. Everybody's leaving the road. There's more police presence on ground now. We've had to put on our ID cards so that we can be differentiated from the protesters, but that is currently the situation on ground right now.
All right, Ben, if you can hear us, we saw a banner at the beginning. We saw a banner at the front. Please, Ben, get to somewhere a bit safer.
Can you get to a safe location?
Please, if we don't have to see you, that's fine. We can see the visuals. But we saw a banner at the front of the group that was on the road.
Police is going after the protesters. If you can hear me, they are being chased. Thomas, take the shot, please. Protesters are being chased down by police. If you can see that, the police are actually shooting guns. They are shooting guns.
Okay, Ben, we
not just tear gas now, they're actually shooting. Yeah, we cannot tell if these are rubber bullets or these are live rounds. But you can see the police now trying to apprehend some protesters. Yeah, and that's it. One protester has been apprehended right there. He's been taken away. Our camera has been blocked and we've been told to stop recording the shots. We have to move out of sight now.
Please move.
But we're still recording. Thomas, keep rolling.
To a safe distance.
Keep rolling. All right, more vehicles are coming. Step out of the way.
All right, we're asking you to keep rolling, but please do it safely, Ben. Move over, move away. If you can't keep rolling, but please do it safely.
Have run into the communities so that they can run away. Now, the young man that's been taken away is the one who spoke to us in the morning. He's the one in black. Thomas, that young man who's been taken away presently is the first guy who spoke to us this morning, and the police have picked him up.
And Bernard, when you spoke
this
with
is
him,
another one as well. So
you spoke
now
with
we
him
have been
earlier.
asked to identify ourselves with our ID cards so that they can differentiate between journalists and protesters. That's what's happening on ground right now.
Good evening. You're welcome to Maiyegun's Diary Politico tonight. Please let me know if the audio is perfect on your own device there before we continue. Thank you very much for joining me. If you can actually hear this, by the way, tell me if the audio is perfect. Let me know. Then we can get started quickly. Pretty much cool. Audio great. My friends on YouTube said. I am also live on Maiyegun's Diary Politico, Facebook. So if you're watching on Facebook, tell me, how about the audio? So I'm checking that out as well. So they said, great. I think we are good to go. Good evening to you. Good morning. Good afternoon to you. From wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. I am going to be your conscience for the next 2 hours, possibly. But the first hour is where I actually need your attention, okay? Whatever you make of this conversation tonight will be, wholly on you. Whatever you make of it or whatever you don't make of it, like every other of my episodes, this is also another one. Not to judge you, seriously, but at least to possibly touch your consciousness, to touch your subconscious mind, to awaken your consciousness, and possibly help you understand what is really going on. Don't be too confused, and don't possibly think you have an idea. If you are pretty much against those who are telling you that Nigeria is beyond repair, is beyond redemption, it is beyond whatever they are proposing, because there are reasons why it will never happen. So thank you very much that I have your attention this evening. To my friends who have joined me on YouTube, remember, make it quick, okay? So share the video, invite your friends. Some guys said they don't like it when I use a musical break. But most of the time, it is really, really fun to watch Maiyegun live, when Maiyegun is live. But when you're watching the premiere or replay of the video, you also have a privilege to just move the video forward. If you don't like the part where Maiyegun waits for his friends to join before we kick this off.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube, Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Thank you very much. Also, I understand that we will have a lot of Buhari idiots, the humbled slaves, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons. I'm talking about the adorable dictators, those who are living in denial. To them, somebody like myself is just stirring up issue where there are none. But we will remind them. We will continue to remind them. If you are one of them watching me, you know one thing that I have managed to achieve is the fact that on Maiyegun's Diary Politico, even Buhari idiots, all of you, Buhari didn't, you still find it a bit of a soul consoling for you to come down to Maiyegun's Diary to listen to the truth, no matter how much you don't like it. That's an achievement. I still get your attention all the time. Buhari Diotso, obedient fools, sophisticated morons, humble slaves, even your uncles and aunties abroad. I get their attention all the time. And somehow, we have managed to heal many of you. Because you know one thing, even if you continue to pretend that this is not happening, Nigeria will happen to you or happen to somebody close to you. Are you with me? Right? That you will come to that reality. And some of you become fanatical, more than many of us who have been saying the truth for so long. You don't like me. I know. I don't like you too. You know why? Because you are self-destroying yourselves. Your blindness and ignorance is keeping you in a bondage that is not different from you willy-nilly signing your own death warrant. The facts are there. I didn't create them. They are there for you, for your own perusal. You know that? Now, let's take it one by one, okay? You are supposed to be living in a country that is at least relatively safe, okay? And also, you are supposed to be living in a country that is meant to be a united country, okay? But is that the country you are living in? A country whereby once you check his name and you check where he comes from, you automatically understand how you're going to treat him or her. And in this case, a country whereby some of you psychologically, mentally, without any written agreement on it, you psychologically believe some tribes or some people from certain tribes in Nigeria, they can never be trusted. On one hand, on the other hand, you are also the same unity beggars, blind hypocrites, religious criminals who pretend to know God but are never human. Humane or humanity, empathy or sympathy are basically basic words that are completely never in your own dictionary. But you are always the unity beggars, not different from the career criminal politicians, past and present, old and young, who have taken you for the ride for so long that they brought you to this precipice of today. But you know what? You are not different from them. As they are living in denial, you are living in denial too. And because in your state of confusion, you are watching yourselves, your brethren, killed. Those who are killed physically are lucky. Many of you have been killed psychologically. What do you make of people who are patriotic Nigerians from abroad? What do you make of that? They love Nigeria a lot, but they will never live in Nigeria. They will never relocate their families back to Nigeria. They will never relocate their businesses back to Nigeria. They see Nigeria as a graveyard where vultures goes to scavenge on the carcass of you Nigerians. Haven't you noticed? Haven't you noticed those who return back to Nigeria to join your politics? How come that they were never able to make your Nigeria as the same place they are coming from? And the moment they take whatever they want to take from you, they run back. For years, that has been the game. And this is why Nigeria has always been a sort of a graveyard, okay, where vultures goes to. When you see vultures hovering around the carcass or the almost dead body before it becomes a carcass, when vultures are hovering around you peacefully, waiting for you to die so that they can feast on you, feed on you, take whatever they can take, and leave the wretch, the carcass of you. And that's why Nigeria has become what it is. So you should do, I don't want you to like me simply because I am going to eat your conscience beyond what you can probably take in. And the only way to fight back from accepting that truth into you and then coming into a conclusion that, that's true. Nigeria can never work. Coming to that conclusion is so difficult for you, and I understand. And I've told people, you should never be rushed. You will be given your time. Okay? The people that promised you safety, they have given you terror. The people that promised you prosperity, they have given you poverty. The people that promised you employment, they have given you joblessness. The people that promised you, they said they promised you faith. They used God to make you think that what man can do can also be left for God to do. Everyone who manipulated you, they know what the end result will be. And the end result is the chaos, the underdevelopment, the killings, the poverty, the corruption, the dead human rights in Nigeria. And if you still find yourselves among those who blame people who tries to call your attention to what is about to kill you directly or indirectly, let's take it from the beginning. Nigeria is just like a scavenging, it's pretty much like a dump site where scavengers goes to hunt for anything precious, no matter how ridiculous it can be, as long as it can give them a bit of a leverage. That's what they have made Nigeria, and this is why. They loot Nigeria. They destroy Nigeria. Take everything they can take from it. Them and their partners. And they looted them out of Nigeria. Right? Deliberately underdeveloped Nigeria. And when people came together and they said, listen, why can't we just reason like human beings? Why can't we work out system and make a system that works? Well, when they put Nigeria together in 1960 rather, before 1966, it was meant to be people of different nationalities who have agreed to rule themselves according to their own terms and pace. They were never meant to be one country, one Nigeria until 1966. Even when they now brought about your unitary one Nigeria, they lied to you that they modeled Nigeria after the American presidential system of government. America presidential system of government. That simply means America has 50 states. America has Congress and the Senate. Then America has what is called the presidency, which is the White House, that president of the United States of America. Everyone's role is well defined in what brought all of them together, in what is called the Article of Independence. I don't know if I pronounced that right. For those of you who are Americans, you can correct me in the comment section. Article of Independence. After the Confederate versus the rest of the country, the war that ended, that brought about the United States of America. This article, this amendment, they love to call it, the First Amendment, Second Amendment, Third Amendment, Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, and so many other amendments that actually symbolizes every changes agreed to by the rest of the union. Pay attention, oh. That was the fraud they told you in Nigeria. But what they didn't tell you was the states they want to model after American presidential system. They were creation of fiats by Fulani jingoists. The terrorists who took over power and destroyed the system put in place that was meant to nurture and grow us into independent countries out of Nigeria in the future was truncated in 1966, and you were told of a presidential system of government that is like America. But it wasn't. It was a fiat created by Gowon. A fiat that created states and therefore separated people, separated communities, and then created what they are now referring to as the dots in a circle. The dots is the Biafrans, so the second biggest ethnic nationality in Nigeria. The second biggest. It was that fiat and that fraud that we have been defending, all of us. I'm from Niger Delta. I am from this, I am from that. I am from here, I am from there. Everybody fighting over what the Janjaweed criminals created. And they have never been able to put together since then. Now, here is the issue. What they did was that Nigeria is a mystery land where you share your mysteries together. Okay? You share the death together. And then you don't be part of those who decide how to share the wealth. The southern Nigeria was forcefully, fraudulently attached to northern Nigeria to make a one Nigeria that was never one. Right? And in order for them to use the resources of the southern Nigeria, according to them, to fund the federation, to make Nigeria a great country. So they will use resources from everywhere. Now, for 60 years, people asked, we can't continue like this. No, we can't. Especially when you have the terrorist jihadist in government who says you have to do according to what they say, not according to what they do. People asked for a restructuring. Do you know why they didn't accept restructuring? They didn't accept restructuring because restructuring practically said there will be state police, which means the Yorubas will protect Yoruba land. Okay? The Biafrans will protect Biafra land. They will protect their own economy. They will grow it themselves. Okay? They will write their own law and they will rule themselves. That is restructuring. And that will automatically stop them from what they called every month federal allocation sharing committee nonsense. You know what they do? They take money from everywhere and bring it to the center, including alcohol money. If you are into alcohol business, beverages, you cannot sell them to a part of the country that controls 70% of the landmass in Nigeria. You can only sell them in the part where only 29% to 30% landmass of the country is located. And you see that money and taxes from that alcohol goes into the federal purse. Okay? You see, every drop of crude oil that they pump out of Biafra land, out of the Ijo land, out of Yoruba land, that they have been pumping for decades. Some of you, if no be safe, education in Nigeria is rotten. You won't be joining them and be shouting the Biafrans they want to claim the Niger Delta because of oil. How many of you know that Imo State is oil producing state? How many of you know that Abia State is oil producing state? How many of you know that Anambra State has oil? How many of you know that Ondo State is oil producing state? How many of you know that Ogun State is oil producing state? How many of you knows that Lagos State, your Lagos State, is also oil producing state? How many of you know that the biggest deposit of a liquid natural gas in the entire Africa is located in Abigi, Ogun Waterside local government area of Ogun State in Yoruba land. But you know what? The Fulani who invested billions that they stole from the oil money. They were drilling for oil in Borono, drilling for oil in their desert, Abi. After spending almost $10 billion, last, then say now water them find. Now borehole. I said they should turn it to irrigation system. Maybe they can stop the influx of the Fulani terrorists with their cows into the southern Nigeria. Now listen to this. Every drop of oil from that place, whatever it is sold for, goes into the central purse. Now, as the Yorubas, as Biafrans, as Niger Deltans, you don't have say, you don't have control. You don't even know who is drilling that oil. Who are they selling it to? You just read it in the papers. And there, they've turned everywhere they are drilling those oil into barren lands. Yeah? You have no say. Now, they now put all of that money in a place. Okay? They now created a system that will make the sharing of that money to fund what is now today jihadist or jihadism in northern Nigeria. I'm coming there. Oh. If you are in a rush, you can go and make yourself a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. Or if it's your Jack Daniel, you can get a refill now. We have a long night. And I think, take your time with me. They put a system in place. They call them states and capitals. You didn't create them. They were created by fiat of the Fulani jihadists who managed to take over power at different times. Okay? You didn't create them. There was no referendum that creates any state in Nigeria. No referendum, no single one. They were created by fiat. And the people who created the state, they knew what they were doing. They were creating a system that will make them continue to be leeches on the rest of you. The same way they breeded the terrorists in northern Nigeria, using their religion and so many other unorthodox means to breed terrorists, unleash them on the rest of you, and now terrorism is now the business of everybody. People are now trying to run away from it. So they created a system. After they created states, divided brothers, divided families, divided land, divided clans, divided people, divided their religion, and put them in different volatile places that they shouldn't ever be. If a referendum were conducted before those states were created, you didn't create them. So stop defending them. I'm from Rivers State. We Rivers State are not Biafrans. You are from Rivers State because go on and the rest of them who created this system told you are a Riverian. It's your business, so not my business, so but you'll come to term on that later. That will be on you. So they created states and capitals. They created local government areas. And since they were the ones who were drawing the map, they were the ones who were writing everything. Them and their southern collaborators who were well paid and rewarded. They gave themselves over 400 and, they created 774 local government areas. You following? And they make it impossible for anybody to create any local government area. You were supposed to be independent states. But the reason why you are not independent is because you were never created by the decision of the people. You're following? Mm-hmm. So they created so many local governments for themselves. You don't need to see them. You don't need to know them. Just read about them in the papers. Because there is a reason for them. So that when they start sharing your money, you will not say they are not doing the right thing to build a country. But for 60 years, as the population grows, the only thing that these criminals from northern Nigeria that they've given to the rest of Nigeria is terrorism. Terrorism that terrorized their people, that they forced them never never to revolt against them. They used religion. They used the key, as they said it. They used a lot of things. But after 60 years, somebody can put a hood on, or a mask, make 2 holes into it, and start reading Arabic, threatening us with death, calling us infidel, and telling us that Allah gave them Nigeria. And I am not allowed to talk about it because I'm going to be offending some people who will feel offended that I am taking it too far, that I shouldn't take it too far until I'm killed or dead. But I refused to take that narrative. And today, the consequences of what they have lied to you about, the Nigeria they told you they were building, is an imploding contraption. They are breaking it up today. Is the only solution to keep what is left of humanity. And I'll tell you why. Buhari, Pastor Ruga, Tifnumbu, Aregbemugbo, Fashola, that is Izaleko, Barack Obama, or even this one, Ubima, Judas Iscariot, Rotifmi, Amoshi, and the rest of those other gangs across board, who are pretty much hell-bent in keeping the status quo, and those who are also scared to speak up, and a whole lot of them. There's something they can't keep away from you. It is the fact that right before your eyes, right before our eyes, we are watching people being massacred, where they are defenseless. They are no one to defend them. It is pretty much like an Armageddon where everybody is waiting to die. They made the northern Nigeria dependent on the rest of Nigeria for a reason like this. They weaponized poverty for a reason, for a day like this. And since the day has come, it is better for you to know what you are probably going to be defending when you defend one Nigeria. For whatever it is going to cost, right? Check if it's going to be worth it at the end of the day. I remember it could have been better if they have been honest. But the reason why they won't be honest, and the reason why it won't ever be better, is because the criminals who have a trust issue for decades that led them to war, they are still in power. They have gained more power. And now they have, they have advanced their hateful campaign to further polarize Nigeria. And that is why the effort of trying to fix it is an effort in futility. This is one of them. We remember when these terrorists started and we were screaming on the top of our lungs, these are terrorists. They are not herdsmen. Whatever you want to call them, it is better for Nigeria and those in charge of Nigeria to be honest, because being dishonest will consume everyone, not just those who didn't support you, but even those who actually supported you. They called a bluff. The consequences has caught up with them. They were campaigning for amnesty for terrorists. We said, don't call them bandits. Don't call them bandits. Call them terrorists. Proscribe them. Let the soldiers, your soldiers, see terrorists as terrorists. And those who are activists as activists. They said, no.
their mental faculty, their mental capacity, and everything in them was telling them then that they should kill the activists before they turn to terrorists, and they should pamper the terrorists until they repent. And when they become repentant terrorists, that is a medal of death. We told them this will have consequences. And here we are today. The terrorists they failed to prescribe, they continue to kill. The terrorists they publicly came out to promote amnesty for, they continue to kidnap. They continue to perpetuate carnage. And just once, I haven't seen one of them in jail. And that breaks my heart. And not that much of a heartbreak, so to say, but it breaks my heart that some of you still believe that something can be done by the government that harbors them, the government that protects them, the government that arms them. Nothing can be done. That is the heartbreak. Nothing can be done. How can all this bloodshed, all this bloodbath, all these killings be going on? And for 6 years, not a single person, not a single one of them has ever stand trial, jailed, at least to deceive us. It means they don't give a damn. Why should you give a damn if Nigeria break up? Why should you give a damn? Is it until you become a victim? I remember vividly when the same Boko Haram governors from Zamfara, Boko Haram governor from Borno, and other Boko Haram governors from the rest of those places, those who are actually terrorists, apologists, they came out not long ago. They said the terrorists are tired. We should stop calling them terrorists. We should begin to respect them if we want peace. They were giving us conditions until just yesterday. Yesterday, the governor of Zamfara, they are not telling you why. Why did they kill 200 people in Zamfara? 200 human beings in Zamfara. The governor of Zamfara came out and he said they have found gold in Zamfara. Since Niger Delta crude oil belonged to Nigeria, Yoruba crude oil belonged to Nigeria, Biafra crude oil belonged to Nigeria, but Zamfara gold belonged to Zamfara. But what they didn't tell you about that gold discovery is that the discovery brought about gold rush. The gold rush led to mass killings and displacement of people in Zamfara state. More people were kidnapped and killed because the terrorists believed there are gold buried under their farm. So farms were destroyed. Palaces, communities were razed and destroyed. The terrorists took over these communities, but the governor took the few bar of gold to go and show Buhari, see, we have discovered gold in Zamfara. Meanwhile, by Nigeria law, every natural resources on the land under the ground or on the land, blah, 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 belongs to the government of Nigeria. But Zamfara gold belongs to Zamfara, and nobody is raising a whip about it. It is deliberate.
Thank you very much, my friends, especially on YouTube. I know on Facebook, I don't have that coverage because, you know the story. Facebook cuts me off by 80%. Some of you who are actually watching the video, you are watching by luck, or you get the notification to watch by chance. So share the video, invite others. So I'm not worried about, the Facebook. But if you go onto my YouTube channel, go there now and subscribe. One day, my Facebook will be gone, okay? That is as a result of that Nigeria you are in, okay? So one day it will be gone. There will be some places where you can still catch up. My YouTube channel will do it for you.
same way you plugged in into the Facebook. It's the same way you plug in into the YouTube. The same data you are using to watch the live broadcast on Facebook is the same data you're going to use to watch it on YouTube. Don't be so dumb enough to believe that you spend more data when you watch on YouTube. It is a complete fallacy that one of the consequences of miseducation in Nigeria, something we are trying to cure these days. Go on there, my friends on YouTube. I can see you, all right? Give that thumb up under that video. Show that you are there. We are over 1,500 thereabouts on YouTube. So make it count just before we proceed, okay? Thank you very much to every one of you. Zamfara gold belong to Zamfara. Nobody can raise a whip. And if you ask me, I'm going to tell you that Nigeria has already been restructured. It's just that it's been restructured the way the Fulani terrorists and their collaborators wanted it to be. And they will do everything to protect it. Are you with me? Now, what they didn't tell you, like I said, is that many farmers were later killed and still being killed as you are watching this video in Zamfara. Okay? Simply because the terrorists have taken over the place. Before now, the Zamfara governor now came out and he told the whole world that he was ready to give amnesty to repentant bandits so that they will have license to carry their guns and go to people's land, take over, encroach their land, and start digging. If you go to Zamfara now, see, it's a story for another day. Now, that same Zamfara governor who was going about badmouthing everyone speaking up from the southern Nigeria about the Fulani invasion, the Fulani terrorism, and all of that across the southern Nigeria. It was also there badmouthing, making mouth, joining themselves called the northern Nigeria leaders, whatever nonsense they call themselves, right? It was there, but his own people were being slaughtered like it's nothing. Then he later came out, by the way. He came out and he made this video. Let me see if I can find it. Where is that trash? Sorry if I'm sharing this with you, okay? It's just to tell you that you can hear from his mouth. Now, the bandit they gave guns to, the bandit they gave millions to, this guy came out and he said they have paid bandits 980 million naira. Zamfara, the total IGR of Zamfara state, their total IGR for what do you call it, for 5 years, it's not up to 1 billion naira for 5 years. Go there. But Zamfara will collect every money coming from alcohol, coming from anything where you shall charge, from your hotel, everything that they collect from your side. They take it to the center and give it to Zamfara for this criminal to pay terrorists. Now, the whole thing is burning them. They don't want to break Nigeria, but they want you to plead with them so that Nigeria can help them buy guns to fight the terrorists that they will never fight. Listen to this from Zamfara.
My dear people of Zamfara State, I address you this evening about the recent escalation in the wave of banditry in some part of our dear state. As you are aware, the most recent one is the attack on Kadawa village in Zurmi local government area. The report we received confirmed that the bandits have killed about 45 people, which they are all innocent people from that area. I feel saddened by the unfortunate and barbaric act of cowardice. With a heavy heart, I convey my condolences on behalf of my family and the entire people of Zamfara State about this massacre. Our thought and prayers are with the brave families and the whole people of Kadawa of Zurmi local government area and all families that have lost their loved ones across the state. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive and shower his mercy to the deceased and grant their families the fortitude to bear this great loss. As I express my condolences to every one of you individually and collectively, I want to tell you that we will stay doubly proactive in confronting these men of the underworld. This hard-hearted gang of criminals have made us to believe that violence is the only language they understand. More than ever before, we are determined to pay them in the same coin. In recent weeks, the act of banditry has reverted to the ugly dimension it had prior to the coming of my administration. The marauders kill without regard for any rule of sanity. Women, the elderly, and the children are not spared. As a result, a large number of people have been displaced in nearly every town in the state. My dear people of Zamfara State, you are witnessing to what we have accomplished from the beginning of our administration, particularly the peace and reconciliation effort that we initiated and achieved. As a result, we have been able to shift our violent narrative to one of optimism and peaceful coexistence. Unfortunately, things suddenly took a dramatic turn and things are getting worse by the day. It is clear that some invincible hands are plotting evil against our people with the goal of making our state as terrifying as it is were in the years gone by. My constant prayer is for Allah to rebuild those who are perpetrating this cruel atrocities against our people. I assure you that we remain steadfast in our effort to eradicate banditry and all types of criminality from the state. In this battle, no sacred cow whosoever is involved in this dastardly act, no matter how highly placed he is, he will be dealt with accordingly.
Shut up. Just do like this. Buhari Deans, remember.
See, APC from top to bottom. Top to bottom. Top to bottom. Thank you very much indeed.
Top to bottom. Top to bottom. ABZ, top to bottom. So nobody should deceive. You see how he's reading it. Somebody wrote it for him. Therefore, he knows nothing about what he's talking about. He's talking rubbish. Right? But pick out where he said every single town in the state has been attacked. How is that different from what I just said? That even though they are not telling you the whole truth, they are covering a lot up. And they are covering, what they are covering up is not only the crime. They are covering up the atrocity that follows the crime. Victims that are displaced, people that are being killed and those who are running away from their villages, they are running into the woods. Some of them are running into the mountains. Yeah? Nobody cares for them. Some of them still run into the hands of kidnappers, organ harvesters, slave traders. You won't imagine the carnage going on in so many parts of this part of Nigeria. They put up shows, paparazzi, media, and threat, and all of that. Beautiful, flowery words. But if they should let the world see what is going on beneath, you will be at the forefront of those asking for immediate breakup of that country. Not with this kind of mad people.
See, APC from top to bottom. Top to bottom. Top to bottom. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much indeed. So what I'm saying here is this. You see what happened in Zamfara? That is what will be the major work of all of the state governors, pata from the southern Nigeria, in the hours, days, weeks, months, and maybe years ahead. They will be giving press statements. You saw what Seyi Makinde did. He gave a press statement in January. He gave another press statement in February. He gave another one again in March. This June, he don't give another one.
when they attacked Igangan. The attacks will continue in sequence, and they will be like random, because everywhere is already covered. The only thing that can stop this right now is to break the system. When I say that, some people, when I say, oh yeah, break the system, some people just automatically get, what do you call it? Is that stroke, or is it called heart attack? Heart attack. Oh yeah, break it up. Maiyegun. Every time you say break it up like that, my heart just do big. Your heart do big. Wait till they say, oh yeah, work, move inside the bush. You would know the difference between when somebody says, it's better you join them, to say break it up, to save lives. When you do that, yeah, you will automatically untangle the entangled relationship that Nigeria has had and dragged all of us into it. It is like a threesome. You get what I mean now? It's like having wrong people who have nothing in common coming together to come and do threesome. Now fight, go land down. You know what I'm talking about? There will always be probably someone who is enjoying it. But they can't all enjoy it. And that's what Nigeria has become. And in that situation, to save humanity, you should have conversation. That is why they don't want to have the conversation. Sokoto will have to grow their own food as they have been growing. They will have to sell to us, in other part of West Africa. We won't be called Nigeria anymore. We'll be called the West Africans. West Africans, come to the West Coast. Build the West Coast somewhere in Lagos, in Oduduwa land. We change the name of Lagos. Change the name of Lagos to something beautiful, something better, something more traditional, something meaningful. Eko, Ekoile, Eko Akete. Give us something natural. Rename it. Build our own West Coast there. Access to sea. From Lagos to Calabar, from Lagos to Onitsha. On the sea. They say when you get to Onitsha, you get to the border of Biafra in Onitsha. You get they may even change the name. Do this and let people find their purpose. You are keeping everybody in a bondage simply because we don't want the northern Nigeria to be poor. And unfortunately, sadly, those who are now backing the northern Nigeria in power, they are now the one telling us that if we break up, we are going to suffer. Sea level, so that's what Nigeria has become. Sea level, so people that believe that they are now feeding us, but yet they can't see us as a burden. We see them as a burden. They are not supposed to be. But you see what Nigeria is, Nigeria has made the burden of a leadership failure in northern Nigeria the burden of the rest of us. In southern Nigeria, many of us never really look up to those leaders because you know what? All we needed is just something that puts us and equip us to help ourselves. Over time, they have now taken most of that away from us in southern Nigeria. We were so independent that we could be anything. But you know what is weighing us down? We can't even build electricity for our own people because we are part of Nigeria. Some will tell you, it's a lie, Maiyegun, it's a lie. Why don't you build it? And then you can then, did you build it? I say, you don't understand. Right now, you can't build your own electricity as a people. Number one, you are poorer because they've made Nigeria poorer. And you being part of that Nigeria means that you are now part of a poor nation because every little thing that should possibly help you build is taken away from you. Today, you have to go to Abuja to beg. Your governors have to go to Abuja. They have to send their finance commissioners to Abuja to go and ask, how much are they giving us this month? They say CBN will print money. They don't have enough money. People who don't produce anything that sustain Nigeria, are telling us that we are going to suffer if we break away from Nigeria. What's an irony? Yet they won't let us go. Now we are saying, let's have a chat. Let's have a chat about how this should be. Okay. Restructure. They said, no, it is against the North. Oh, okay. Let's change the constitution and put a referendum in it. No. It's against the North. Okay. Right. What can we do then? Okay, let us break up the country then and let everybody just go his own way so nobody will be against the North anymore. Oh, that is actually against the North. Right. So, who brought about this union that made it a forever, I mean, what do you call it? For better, for worse, or something like that? Who made it so? Nobody, just the barrel of guns. And that is why we need the numbers to detach ourselves completely from this carnage. There's a video, an interview from this lawyer. And I love it. Okay? And I think you should watch it.
In trying to restructure this behemoth, this elephantine, this very unwieldy, unitary federation, which passes for a federal system of government. How do we go about it? That has always been the question. And I have never underrated the role of the National Assembly. But the National Assembly, on the other hand, does not seem to understand what it ought to do. I took on frontally the Deputy Senate President, Senator Omo Agege, on this issue, penultimate Friday at the International Conference Center, where I explained on a blow-by-blow account how to bring what you call about a people's constitution after a referendum. These are words that these people are afraid of. I don't know why they are afraid of referendum or people's constitution. It was done in Eritrea, in Bangladesh, in Iran, in Iraq, in Egypt, in Kenya, in South Africa, in Singapore, in Morocco. These people, even with a government in power, were able to start a new document called the People's Constitution, which was subjected to the people in a referendum.
A referendum. A referendum in Nigeria right now means war. Do you know why? Somebody has an answer. He's not, what do you call it? Excuse me. He is not your favorite person to tell you this, okay? But I want you to leave the messenger and listen to the message. The reason why a referendum is now a legal word in Nigeria. You can't even tell them that. Let people choose their own constitution. Let people be involved. Let people decide what will be in that book. Let people decide what kind of law they want to obey. They say, no. We have written the law. It's an insult. Do you know why? They will never let that happen. Because the Biafrans will come with a full force for a referendum. That's what they have been asking for. That's what Nnamdi Kanu has been asking for. Okay? His rhetoric and all of that may not be so palatable to you. Well, who cares? It doesn't really have to be palatable. Nigeria is not a palatable place. It's not a comfortable place. So anybody's narrative or anybody's rhetoric should never be palatable to you if you want to hear the truth. But what has he been asking for? He's been asking for referendum. Referendum means the people will choose if they still want to be part of Nigeria or not. How is that too much? Because they don't trust the Igbos. Now they are about to also lose, or they've lost that trust. They trust the fake trust. They said they trust Yorubas. We don't trust them. You don't trust people who plan to kill you when they are done killing your neighbor. No way. This is why. Like I said, ignore the messenger. Pay attention to the messages. Trust is the reason why Nigeria can no longer be together. And here is also why.
I was in APC for 9 months. What I saw. Anyway.
Memorable, man.
Oh my God. What I saw, man. You know?
Memorable, man.
And because I was fighting Jonathan because Jonathan was giving too much to the Northerners, and he was very unfair to the Yorubas, and you know the story. And I told them, I said, look, so when I went to APC, Buhari now I met Buhari through El Rufai. We interacted 3-4 times. We'll go and meet him. He had a house somewhere else, not here. He lives just around the corner from here now. But he had a house elsewhere. We went there. So, but as time went by, he now started sending for me. So I went there with Nasser. Then one day they called and said he wanted to see me. So I said, okay, I'll go. I met him at the Transcorp. When I got there, he said we should go inside the bedroom. So he sat in the bedroom talking. He started talking. He said, he wants to, I know his aspiration, but he has a challenge with trusting people in view of what has happened to him in the past. But that he just wants me to know that he would want me to work closely with him if he manages to win the nomination for his party, and that he likes me, I'm courageous. The Obasanjo said a lot to him about me, that once I'm on board, I will fight all the way, and he loves that. Anyway, to cut a long story short, let me tell you why I'm telling you this story. We started talking about the history and about the Igbos. You know what this man said to me? He said, they killed our leaders in the middle of the night, and we can never forget it. That it's a cultural problem. You can't trust them. When he was talking about trust, that's where it came up. I said, sir, they killed not just northern leaders. They killed leaders from every zone. Southwest, where I come from, the Niger, the south, everywhere. Every zone. Not just the north. And he said, no. He said, but we remember. We will never forget. Those words, we will never forget. And we cannot trust them. He said, it's a cultural problem. When he said this, it's sunk in. I had never seen, I've been interacting with quite a few leaders. I've never seen that. This was deep-seated hatred for a whole nation of people. And I left that room thinking to myself, these people have to be stopped. Because if they're not stopped, if they have power, what they will do, first they will deal with the Igbos, then they will come and deal with us. They will deal with everybody. And it's one of the main reasons, apart from the issue of Muslim ticket. That's what I said, no. Not only will I leave them, I will also expose them and fight them. You understand there are some basic, fundamental, core issues that you must never compromise on. It's not about giving Nnamdi Kanu a position of SGF or position of vice president or something like that. Because if you do that, he will serve his term, then we'll be back to square one.
Square zero, man.
That was when he met Mazi Nnamdi Kanu after his release from the criminals in power in Nigeria. He said something there. He said the reason why he turned back was when he felt like if these people should have access to power, they were going to deal with the Igbos. But look at what is happening now. They have access to power. You see, the one of unfortunate things that the Nigerian political class have succeeded in doing, including the Nigerian religious leaders, is that I am reading a comment from, listen, you actually got my attention, and you are a very good example of somebody I can talk about. Abubakar, you're watching on YouTube, okay? Abubakar Zayana Abdullahi. I want to speak to you directly because I believe you're not the only person watching, okay? There is something that the political class in Nigeria have succeeded in doing. When they carry out their selfish, personal, long-held agendas that are pretty much inimical, that are pretty much dangerous to a lot of people, they carry them out in the name of either religion they profess to. Then they also carry this out in the name or identity of where they are coming from and those who are associated with them, religion and tribe, even though what they are bringing on is a personal, selfish agenda. Let's look at it this way. Buhari is meant to safeguard everybody, okay? Let's say Nigeria was not better when it came in, all right? You listening? What's your name again? I almost missed Abubakar or Abdulkadir. I don't want to miss your name. Anyway, I believe you are still watching, okay? Buhari came in. One of the reasons why many of you from the northern part of Nigeria and other part of Nigeria
supported APC, and even Buhari. Two good reasons that some of you have given was that he was not corrupt and is a military man that can help you defeat insecurity and bring about peace, prosperity, and progress, development. Now, for 6 years, these traits, this expectation, they've been shattered. You can confirm that. Facts can prove that. Not only that insecurity has escalated way beyond the northern Nigeria, or let's say the Borno, the northeast. It has now covered the northwest, north central. You are not just dealing with Boko Haram anymore. You are now dealing with bandits, as they call them, and so many other criminal gangs who are now into not just Chibok kidnapping anymore. You have now dealt with more daring kidnappings in 6 years. And right before your eyes, Buhari can tell you he's doing a lot to stop it. But you and I know that is not true, right? If not, on record, this same Buhari's government that is doing its best to stop terrorism, they've released over 645 repentant terrorists, they call them. Abdul Qadir Muhammad. Now, remember, they came with two key deceits to manipulate you, religion and tribe. And every time they now that they are shunning out policies that put more people in IDP camp, more people in burial ground, more people in the hands of kidnappers. Now that many of you, more farmers have been killed, right? Not just in the northern Nigeria anymore, to the middle belt, to southern Nigeria. Are you with me? Do you still believe that Buhari and those in charge of Nigeria are doing what they are doing in your own interest? Do you still believe that? If I take away that religion and I take away that tribe, two things they used in making you believe that even if you don't understand what they are doing, but you believe that they are doing it for the purpose of your good. No, they are not. Until you are dead, you will never agree. And when you believe that Nigeria won't break, that is also another deceit that they have told you. They have told you that Nigeria needs to be one. They don't tell you why. They will never tell you why. Ask them one-on-one and say, Salam alaikum, Malam. I want to ask you this question. You are our leader. You are our spiritual leader. You know more than us. And you are learned. Can you please give me just 5 good reasons why Nigeria should not break up? By the time they start telling you those reasons, you will realize that most of them, none of them actually have you in mind. Most of them is about their own personal, selfish, elitist egos. And that is why, when you go out to say Nigeria should not break, we should not, you don't know what you are talking about. Because even those your leaders who tell you same, they have no idea what they are talking about. Let them sit down. Sit them down. Let's say, Baba, sit down. Obasanjo, sit down. Give me 5 reasons. They will start telling you about how God put Nigeria together. How God wants to make us a great country. How we are the biggest, largest number of black nation on earth. How you are the giant of Africa. How you will become so big in the future. Absolute trash. Nobody can tell you. I'm giving you this challenge. I'm giving you the challenge now. After watching this video, when you meet anyone Nigerian, don't fight them. There's no point in fighting. There's no point. We have fought a lot of fights, you know. There's a lot we fought, you know. Everything is not fight. Tell them, give me 5 good reasons. Good reasons why Nigeria should remain one. Meanwhile, you can be great neighbors. Do you know what is lacking? Equity, justice, and fairness. That is what doesn't exist in Nigeria. That is what will never exist. Are you with me? The injustice is so much that they have democratized it. Everybody gets share now of the injustice. Therefore, there is no respect. Nobody respects anybody. When a Yoruba Oba Kabiyesi comes in, a military uniform, a Fulani military guy can slap your Kabiyesi and he will say he received his order from the order from above. Nothing you can do. That is what is bringing about the Wahala, and there is nothing that can fix it. There's no amount of unity begging. There's no amount of emotional blackmail. There's no amount of political correctness that can fix it. Break it, and you will create respect. Respected countries with boundaries. Respect. It is lack of respect that will make a Fulani jihadist to carry AK-47 and walk straight into a forest. It doesn't care who controls the forest or who owns it. According to him, Allah gave it to him. Therefore, he doesn't give a damn. It is lack of respect. But when you break it down, you will have boundaries. You will trade. You will share cultural exchanges. You will send children to northern Nigeristan or whatever name they call the other part then. I don't know. Arewa Republic. Probably some of the youth that will make up the Arewa Republic. There will be those that will never, ever, ever accept the conditioning, the social conditioning that these corrupt criminals, elite, from your part, have forced you into. They set you up to become recruits for terrorism. Why? Because they need you to continue to live in that ignorance. And as long as Nigeria can pay the bill, you don't need that exposure. You see, when Nigeria break up, they will be exposed. These young people, they will not take no for an answer. And there will be no Nigeria to use as an example. There will be no people to go and kill, to set us an example from them from protesting, right? When Nigeria break up, the chain of Armageddon, the chain of, what do you call it? The chain of slavery, mental slavery, religious slavery that has enveloped in Nigeria, that has enveloped the northern Nigeria, enveloped the southern Nigeria, enveloped everyone's brain to the point that we are talking and arguing about freeing ourselves. And in fact, it was because of the slavery chain, the chain. Breaking that chain of that useless union in the long run will break the chain of Abubakar, Abdul Kadiri, Salisu, Shadia, and the rest of them who will collect 1,000 naira to defend a system that is killing them. When you break Nigeria, and everybody have their own countries, right? And the respect is reinstalled, people's will and people's power rules, you will not have any Salisu protesting that Buhari is doing well simply because they gave him 1,000 naira.
Just as around my area, they call me say, no, do something else there. That is the problem where it carries.
They call you to come and do protests?
Yes.
Okay. Did they promise to pay you?
They promised to pay you some 2,000, some 1,500.
Have they paid you?
Never pay. I don't say they will pay because our leader is around.
Oh. Who is your leader?
Mohammed
Garba. Okay, you are coming from area 1.
So when did they call? When did they call you? Today or yesterday?
Today.
Oh. So what are the instructions? Did they give you any instructions?
No.
They just say maybe you just show up.
It was more so around 11 o'clock until they close, we are going back to our area.
Okay. And they will pay you
How much again? How much?
For 1,000 naira. That's what bring us come here. For 1,000 naira.
To support you. To support you.
Baba Buhari.
Have you collected your own 1,000? Have you collected your own?
I've never collected 1,000.
Me, my own is 10,000 naira.
Your own is 10. How?
My own.
Oga. Come here. I come here for 1,000.
Please stand there. Everybody has to grant interview.
Respect, dignity, self-respect. There will never be any working country where people go out to collect 1,000 naira to support a system that put them in that state, a beggarly state. That's what people are asking for. That's what you should be asking for. And that is why when people came out in London to say enough, I was having the goosebumps. I think you should feel it too. Feel what I felt when I saw this video.
Empire of the mind.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And now one is transferred. Okay. Kò sí wàhálà. Mo ń fi fóònù ṣe fídíò lọ́wọ́.
Biafrans, Oduduwans, their friends, families, co-workers, police, everyone, journalists, witnessed that a massive rally in London yesterday. Same thing happened in Canada, but it's a different one, right? It was the leader of the Ilana Omo Oduduwa, Professor Banji Akintoye, that spoke to our people. In Canada, and we caught it. If you have time, relax and see listen to the message delivered on the awareness rally for Oduduwa Nation in Canada yesterday. Relax.
Empire of the mind.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And now one is transfer that empire of the mind and empire of people. All our people. So I congratulate you for holding today's rally, and because it contributes considerably to what we are trying to achieve. I greet you all, and I greet your families and the little children. Give my love to all of them.
Yes, sir.
Here in the homeland, we are ready. The Fulani are now discovering that when the Yoruba people are awake and alive, there is very little that they can do. The recent attack on our people in Uganda and the killing of many of our people there has woken up the whole Yoruba nation in a way that we have never seen before. So everywhere now in Yoruba land, whenever the Fulani come, there are people waiting to receive them and send them back. It happened in Adegi, it happened in Akure, It happened in Ibadan. It happened in some area of Chagamu.
Of the state.
And I am hearing that it happened also somewhere near the in Lagos. They are coming and we are ready.
Yes.
And we have assured those who are not Nigeria, international terrorists who may want to come to our land to do havoc, that they will not return alive out of our country. We are ready. We are ready.
Yes.
We will defend our land.
Yes, so
protect our land. We will go on and take our country out of Nigeria and start to build a great country in the world.
Yes.
I am an old man, but I stand firmly by you.
Yes.
Thank you.
I
will by your side until you take your country.
Yes.
And I will have the great joy of sitting somewhere in Niger, roasting corn or whatever, and watching you as you give your people the best government that the African continent has ever seen. I congratulate you all. I congratulate you all. I say again, I congratulate you all.
Let's sing that song again, man.
Olúwa dá bàbá sí fún wa. Bàbá o, bàbá o, bàbá o. Olúwa dá bàbá sí fún wa. Bàbá o, bàbá o, bàbá o. Olúwa dá bàbá sí fún wa. Bàbá o, bàbá o, bàbá o. Olúwa dá bàbá sí fún wa.
And Nigeria save lives. Yoruba nation now. Yoruba nation now.
Yoruba nation now.
People in Canada, they are watching now, possibly just laughing there, like, Maiyegun. Yes, we got your video from Canada. We got your video from Germany. We got your video from Cambodia. I got your video from Dubai, from UAE. I got a lot of videos. If I begin to share all of them with you, man, we're going to be all night. But I have one, which was delivered, a speech delivered by Are Ona Kakanfo, Iba Gani Adams. I haven't listened to much of it. Let's watch it together before we round up tonight. A quick one.
I want to appreciate all our guests for being part of this event. It is my hope that our struggle will never be in vain. The annual commemoration event we hold last year, could not hold last year because of the coronavirus pandemic that ravaged the global community. But today, I'm happy that even though the situation still bites the world, we are still able to make it to this event. For over 2 decades now, the Oduduwa People's Congress, OPC, under my leadership, have been at the vanguard of the struggle to make June 12 the authentic democracy day. We use June 12 as commemoration events and this to promote discourse. Many of the journalists present here today can testify to this. With the June 12 becoming the official democracy day today, I can comfortably say that MK Abiola live forever. I'm happy because of our effort to ensure that democracy is deeply rooted in Nigeria are not in vain. Our demand that June 12 becomes the official democracy day was one of the greatest rewards and dividends of democracy. The import of this on all of us is that democratic rule in the country has come to stay, and Nigeria must continue to cherish sacrifice made by heroes of democracy. I'm happy to tell you that late Are MK Abiola and several other Democrats live forever in our hearts. But it is sad that after 22 years of democracy, Nigeria still not in tune with those worthy ideals that lives in Nigeria, and the answer is no. It is no because the politicians are supposed to give hope for the hopeless Nigeria are fast crashing their hope and eroding their very foundation of democracy. In the past 22 years, our democracy has only involved in promotion of disunity, rivalry, senseless killings, massacre of Nigeria on a daily basis. The present danger has been threatening the fragile union of our great country, and sadly, Nigeria is sliding toward anarchical terminal points. Anarchical terminal points. The late RMK Abiola in his life represents unity in Nigeria. That is why he's able to win presidential election even in the north, where his main opponent, Alani Bashir Tofa, came from. But today, the symbol of unity has passed on. What we have now in Nigeria is nothing but the fragile unity, where all various ethnic nationalities make up Nigeria live with mutual suspicion.
And we want to break up. Sorry to bore you with that boring speech anyway. However, it was a, Democracy Day speech he gave, where he spoke a lot about the ongoing problem and all of that, and eulogizing MK Abiola. I thought I should round it up with that. I'll take good notes, I think. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining me tonight. I've got a few other things to share, but I've not got any time to share them. So that means I'm going to meet you again tomorrow. So if you have the time, join me. But before you go, okay, remember this. Nigeria won't really be, Nigeria never really change. It is just that many of us are just noticing the type of Nigeria they actually forced us to adopt. Until when you begin to understand that Nigeria they made you to adopt, you will never understand why you never fit in the first place. And you will never fit in at any time. Now, taking a look at the problem, talking about the solution, you will realize that there will be no solution that is not all-inclusive, involving everyone. And as Nigeria is, arranged, they can make it look like a pseudo-involvement, which was never an involvement anyway, right? Or inclusion, rather. And since they won't let you be part of those that would decide that, except you choose on their terms, especially now that they have told you all you need to do is to legitimize their elections. Just say the election, just go there, just get voter's card. Just go out there, collect 1,000 naira and just stamp your thumb. That's it. You validated the fraud for another 4 years. Save for that, you will know you have no say in absolutely everything. But until we have the number to tell them that, yeah, you are dictating the game now, but you won't for much longer. And that scared the shit out of them. You don't know about that. Anyway, the dictators are scared that at the long last, the people will realize they will push back and the dictatorship will end. But this time around, it's not going to be just the dictatorship that will end. Nigeria will end. And you witnessed it in your lifetime if you live long enough before Nigeria kills you. Kill Nigeria. The choice is yours. I've done mine. I hope you had a good time with me tonight. I wanted to take calls, but I won't. I'm going to cut out tonight as well. But we will have a chat tomorrow. My friends who have downloaded the SendWave app, or those who haven't, you can use the link. It's in the video. It's in this description. Use that. It's free to send money if you are sending your money from the UK. 8% of what you are sending, if you are sending the money from elsewhere, okay? And you can send the money directly to the bank account of those you want to give the money to. Download the SendWave app. Use the Maiyegun That's my bad. Just use the Politico promo code when you are sending your first money. And whoever you send that to, they will receive an extra £5 or $5 or euro. You see, one good thing about using the SendWave also is this. If you use it, or when you use it, whoever gets the money or you send the money to, they will be paid in dollars. Meaning, you don't have to worry about the exchange rates that is plummeting. Or, you know what I'm talking about? They can go on and change their money elsewhere. It's up to you. But if you use the promo code, right, you will be supporting Maiyegun's Diary Politico. So, and it's free. It's not going to cost you anything. Why not? Use it if you haven't. I'm going to see you some other time, okay? You have a wonderful evening. And to my friends, as always, thank you. I'm going to see you again on YouTube. Before you leave, give that thumb up under the video, okay? Facebook, my friends on Facebook, it's a pleasure talking to you again tonight. I hope we do it again tomorrow. But let me tell you something, right? One day, you're going to search for Maiyegun's Diary Politico on Facebook. You won't find it. Not because it's probably closed, no. It's because Facebook would have shut it down. Therefore, use what you have now to save what you want for the future. Go on my YouTube channel. Subscribe to it, okay? Go on the diasporaradiointernational.com where you can listen to me on audio. And you can possibly download some of my videos through there as well. Take your chances. They are all free. And to my friends who are actually premium friends, some people don't understand. I've got great premium friends on Maiyegun's Diary Politico. Very, very great guys. I love you all. So thank you so much. To my friends who always also reach out to me through my PayPal, my, what's that called? Cash App. And to some friends who have actually reached out through the Diaspora Radio, thank you to all of you. Every penny, every pound is what makes Maiyegun thicker. And here we are, getting better, all to you. And thank you for all the share and all the love. I'll see you some other time. So stay safe and good night.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bíjó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Presido bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń gba rìbá. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.